Hey, it's week 9, another episode of A Champion's Perspective. I'm your host, Smitty. We've got a good installment here, a lot of good stuff going on. With me, as always, is Tim Kovac. Tim, how you doing, buddy?
I'm all right, I guess. For the week, I'm doing good for fantasy football.
Yeah, well, yeah, I'm feeling it too. I'm feeling down in the dumps. This is a rough episode for us both. We're both losers.
Yep. What is it, 6 in a row for me or some nonsense? Sucks.
Yeah, you know what?
I'll do it live.
Oh, yeah, I was looking at that, the wins, losses. I'm like, oh, man, I'm on a roller coaster of win-loss. And I looked for the worst losing streak, and I did see you at 6 straight. Painful. We appreciate your time on this. We appreciate you sticking in. You're still making good trades with Meister, who seemed like he may have got the raw end of the deal because now Aaron Jones is so low.
Could pan out well for me. Hopefully, it has to. I got to make moves this week. It's got to happen this week or not at all. So.
Yep. All right, buddy. Well, with that, let's get to last week's recap.
Cool.
All right, Timmy, here we are at week 8 recap. Let's get right to it, starting off with me versus Mac Chase.
That was a tough one. My jinxes weren't jinxes this week. I said that last week. I went 4 for 2 this week on my pick. So, unfortunately, this is one of the ones I got wrong. I picked you to win. Mac actually took it. Michael Thomas really let you down, and Mike Evans had a huge game for Mac, and that seems to be the difference. So.
Yeah, well, Drew Brees also took 6.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. Let's we'll hit Puffer and Scully.
No Julio Jones, and Puffer's team was just too much this week. So,
yep.
Scully didn't have Julio, and his team underperformed on a couple of other spots. Todd Gurley does Todd Gurley things, and Puffer walks away with a win there.
Yeah, and I think Puffer sat Rodgers versus the Rams. I don't remember who his starting quarterback was, but
I think his starting quarterback took a shit. That was, you got to capitalize when Puffer makes a mistake like that, and unfortunately, Scully just didn't have the firepower to get it done. So.
True that. All right, moving down to Pete versus Bill. Pete just exploded like a prom night.
Seriously, his running backs all went off the charts. Mahomes did Mahomes things, then I think he had 3 running backs score 25 plus. So, Bill really didn't have a shot. He didn't put up a great game, but this was the other one I got wrong. So, Pat Mahomes and Pete's running backs were just way, way too much for Bill.
Just as a revisit, how do you think Ron feels about that Patrick Mahomes, David Johnson trade right now?
He got through his bye week with it, so because who's he start normally? Phil Rivers. Rivers does all right.
Yeah.
He's not Patrick Mahomes. He's not, top 3 quarterback. Mahomes might be number 1. I'm not sure.
Yeah. But David Jones is at least a flex spot, huh?
Yeah. With the flexibility he had, he should have tried to move Rivers, I guess. But Mahomes was still kind of unproven. So.
Well, David Johnson has a new offensive coordinator this week. We'll see what Byron Leftwich has to say about that.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Right, so moving on to the always consistent Cole Marshall versus possible Toilet Bowl champion Adam Davis.
Yeah, Cole was the high point getter. Davis was the low point getter, and that about sums that up.
Yep. Let's move on down here to Meister versus yourself. Pretty tight game for the most part, Timmy.
It came down to Sunday night, and I called this one right as well. I actually said Ron would be the high point getter. I was wrong there. There was a couple of huge games that people just went bananas. But Ron still scored quite a few points, and I just didn't have enough in the tank to get it done. Chubb and Juju really screwed me. James Conner went off for him, and he got 16 points from a fucking kicker, so that always helps.
Yeah. I'll tell you what paid off for you. You might have another etch in the loss column, but having Andrew Luck trade with Mac, trading Jordan Howard and Eckler for Luck, gives you some stability there.
It does, and I just made another trade to bring in Aaron Jones, and with the trade that happened after we agreed to our trade, it could help me there. Marlon Mack's on a bye, but I picked him up off the waiver wire. So if he keeps doing Marlon Mack things the way he's been playing, we'll see. Like I said, I gotta get this thing moving. I gotta rattle off as many losses as I did. I gotta make those all wins. So I got a big rally coming.
Ben Scholes versus Nick Holbrook.
Fuck you, Ben. 88 points, and you couldn't even hit that. I called 88 points last week, but when you play me, all of a sudden you score 100 and whatever you scored, you asshole. But no matter what, Nick's team really, he had a huge Thursday. I think it was Thursday night Houston played, and they just went bananas. So it would have been tough no matter what for Ben to come back.
He did triple Texan play.
Yeah. Yep.
Ended up.
But one of them went down, so we'll see. Yep. I think he's got some juice on the bench, so he's got a couple of guys he could choose from, so he should be all right.
I'll tell you what, Timmy, let's we're just about over the halfway point of the season. Let's take a look at the playoff predictions here.
I'd rather not.
All right, we've got a special guest with us. Here's Maggie. Hi, Maggie.
Hey, everybody.
All right, Timmy, looking at projected playoffs, you got Puffer number 1, followed by Ron at number 2. That's going there pretty well. You got Holbrook at 3. I don't know if he snuck in there above Cole at number 4. Maybe they played each other and next beat him, or maybe he's just top of his division. They go 1, 2, 3. Followed by
no, Bill's top of the division because Bill's where's Bill at?
Oh yeah, you got Bill at number 6.
Yeah, I think Nick did beat Cole sometime during the season in one of those first couple games where he exploded like he did last week. So
yeah,
but this is all going to change as it goes through. I think.
I like it on our phones better. It shows the records next to it because right here. Right when you come from me down to 6, it's in 7 at Mac. It's a tight race there. I know me and Mac are 4 and 4. Now if I move down the line here, you got Ben hanging around at 8, followed by Scully, followed by Pete, followed by yourself, and Davis in the rear.
That's depressing. The good thing about my division is though I know it's only I'm only back 2 games, so.
Yep.
Depending on how it shakes out, as long as I got to get it started, I got to catch a break here. So it's got to start now or F it. Yep. But it's going good. Yep. But I think it's all going to change. Let's see. Who's down here that's going to move up? Probably only me.
I think Ben's sitting at 3 and 5. I think Scully's at 3 and 5. Pete might be at 3 and 5. It's all.
Yeah, all Pete's team's coming on strong, but I think Pete's in a pretty tough division if memory serves me.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things where there's lots of football left to be played. One big injury or two, all these rankings and things are gonna slide and change over the next couple weeks.
Yeah.
It's interesting now. The top 3 will probably stay where they're at. But anybody on this list here can very easily move up and make it into the playoffs. So.
Yeah.
It'll definitely be interesting.
You got two more games until division games start up.
Right. I believe that's correct. So I think we got this week and next week, and then it's back to division games, right? Yeah. Daddy gonna make the playoffs that you're looking at there? Huh? That's a yes.
All right, buddy. Let's get in your weekly picks here.
All right.
All right, Timmy, here's your picks of the week for week 9. Right off the rip here, always consistent Cole versus myself. Where are you at?
I picked you to win.
Oh.
Bye week looks bad for both of you, but it looks a little bit worse for Cole. Like if you open that up, I think it's gonna be a close game, but he's missing Saquon Barkley where you're missing Odell. But you built a lineup around where you don't need Odell. And I know Cole's team's very steady, but with bye weeks and matchups, I think you're going to pull the upset here. So
yeah, I appreciate that. I know I've got Zach Ertz on bye. I've got Tyler Boyd on bye. He's got Saquon. He's got T.Y. Hilton.
But he's starting, like, if you look, he's starting guys like Duke Johnson. I don't know if he's going to change that.
Oh, yeah.
Originally, at first glance, I was like, it's got to be Cole. Then I actually looked at the lineup. I'm like, I don't know about this. I'm like, some of the guys he started, I'm like,
You know, Cole plays mind games with his setup. He puts his shittiest guys in at the beginning to make somebody feel better about their team.
That's what I'm assuming. That's what makes some of these picks hard. Like, you do it on a Wednesday. By Sunday, it's a completely different team, and you're like,
yeah, considering Mac doesn't even touch his team until, like, maybe Saturday night.
Right. So we'll see.
All right, moving on. 3 and 5 teams, battle 3 and 5, Benjamin Scholes versus Scully.
I picked Scully to win because Roethlisberger's hurt, and he'll probably play and whatnot, but Mitchie Trubisky's kind of shown his true colors again. He had a couple of good weeks, but the big thing here is Julio Jones is back for Al. Ben looks a little weak at running back, so with Julio Jones coming back, Scully takes a W. Yep. I'm going to make a prediction. Julio Jones is getting into the end zone this week, scoring a touchdown.
I like it, and so does Al. Moving down, we got Bill at 4 and 4 versus 7 and 1, Ron Meister.
I picked Ron to win this one. Ron's team it's hard to say going under the radar at, 7 and 1? But, you know, with Cole's team throwing up a lot of points here and there, and, you know, Pete's team exploded, Puffer being undefeated for so long. Ron took a L to Puffer early, and I think it's kind of just flown under the radar as one of the best teams in the league this year. So I picked Ron to win.
Good call. You're moving on to yourself versus Pete Lamb. He lived up to his name, Wrecking Crew, this past week. I mean, what do you think here?
He sure did. I got to go with me on this one. This is the week. I got to turn it around. If it's not this week, it's done. So I'm going to make it happen. I got somebody coming in. I think he's got a lot of good matchups, but we'll see. It's going to be played on Sunday. I'm going to give myself the nod here, and we're going to get this thing started and weasel my way back into the playoffs.
Yeah, good to hear. Adam Davis versus Mac Chase.
I picked Mac. Goff and Cook. When he does the Goff Cook combo is going to be a little bit too much for Davis this week, so I picked Mac.
Yep. Possible upset alert. We got Nick Holbrook versus Brian Puffer.
It is. It definitely has the potential to be an upset. But I took Puff. Yep. Puff's 7 and 1 for a reason. The one reason I did take Puff is I know Nick's got some players on his bench after what's his name? Help me out. Who got hurt?
Will Fuller.
After Will Fuller went down, I know Nick's got a couple like Devontae Parker, and I think he's got Kenny Golladay. Either one, or they can get in there. But I don't know how that's going to mess with the whole chemistry of that passing offense. If you can double DeAndre right off the rip, and then that means you could roll another safety into the box possibly to stop Lamar Miller, and they're playing in Denver. So with the altitude, the tough defense, I picked Puffer to win.
Yeah.
And the loss of Fuller.
Well, tell me with that, that'll conclude our episode for week 9. Wanna wish you the best of luck this week.
You too, bud. I need it. I need something to change.
Yeah, we both need it. That's for sure.
All right.
All right, buddy.
I'll be talking to you.
Take her easy.